We're just a couple days away from the trade deadline being here for the National Football League, and on today's show, we got to react to a major article that ESPN just put out about the latest Giants rumors. Before we do that, though, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are almost at our next goal of 96,000 subscribers. I need 309 diehard Giants fans. They want free videos every single day on Big Blue to hit that big red sub button right now. This is New York Giants Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by as we dive into the latest news and rumors surrounding this football team as the trade deadline is just a couple days away. That will be on the 4th of November, and we're going to be live on the channel for the entire day. So turn those notifications on and join us. Their article started with this, some probabilities and chances of what the New York Giants' future looks like. They have a 5% chance to make the playoffs, and they are projected to have the number 10 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. So a lot of people would say, Marshall, why would we make a trade if we are not going to make the playoffs? I think there's a lot of reasons for that. Specifically, putting help around Jaxson Dart. I think that is more important than trying to chase wins at this point. But I'm not so sure that is going to happen. Jeremy Fowler wrote this under the section of the article that said adding, subtracting, or sitting it out. He wrote, largely standing pat with flexibility to change course. I haven't seen enough evidence yet that the Giants will make a move for a receiver to help Jaxson Dart, but perhaps general manager Joe Schoen finds a deal that makes sense. Look, this would be pretty disappointing to me. I'm not, again, saying this to go and make a push for the playoffs. I'm saying this to give your rookie quarterback a chance to stay afloat, to put some help around him and make his life a little bit easier. I just don't think it is a smart thing to do for a rookie quarterback to have these 8 players as his supporting cast with 9 games to go. Like Tyrone Tracy, Devin Singletary, Theo Johnson, Daniel Bellinger, Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, Lil Jordan Humphrey, and Bo Collins. You're not giving your rookie quarterback that much help. And I get it, the biggest way to screw up a rookie quarterback is by having a bad offensive line, but also surrounding him with a bunch of mid isn't going to help that much either. And that's kind of what the New York Giants have around him. I saw a stat today that kind of just painted the picture that Jaxson Dart doesn't have receivers open. They're not being schemed open, and they're not getting open at this point. Jeremy Fowler also wrote this about trades that could happen going from Giants players to another team, saying, I would be surprised if Kayvon Thibodeau is dealt, though acquiring some draft capital for wide receiver Jalin Hyatt or offensive tackle Evan Neal would be smart. Look, I don't think the Giants are going to trade Kayvon Thibodeau either. I don't think it makes all that much sense right now. Look, if a team wants to give you a Godfather offer, you definitely listen. But I think it's more likely that they look to maybe get a late-round pick swap back for Evan Neal or Jalin Hyatt. And if you can get anything back for those 2 players, you do it. They're healthy scratches at this point. You can essentially cut them and nothing would change with this organization. If you can get anything back when it comes to a pick, I think you should go ahead and do it. A lot more to unpack on today's show, but first, I got to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, GLD. And when you go to GLD.com, use that promo code CHAT, you're going to get 50% off plus a free chain. Let's be real. Buying men's jewelry used to be a nightmare. It was low-quality junk that snapped after a week. Or it was insanely overpriced with ridiculous markups. That's why I rock with GLD. You're getting quality pieces that are built to last without breaking the bank. And unlike a lot of other companies, GLD only uses real gold. None of that cheap stuff. What I love about GLD is that every single stone is meticulously hand set and every single piece is guaranteed for life. It's literally built to last the rest of your life. They also hooked me up with this awesome chain and this New York Knicks beautiful pendant as well. They have New York Giants ones that you can go and get as they have official collabs with the NFL, NBA, WNBA, MLB, NCAA, MLS, and even DC Comics. Chains and pendants that let you rep what you love. Work hard and change the game. For a limited time only, new customers are getting an insane deal. Use code CHAT to get 50% off plus a free chain at GLD.com. That's 50% off and a free chain with code CHAT at GLD.com. After your purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them Chat Sports sent you. All right, Aaron Schatz of ESPN, he wrote this about key positions of need. He said inside linebacker, quote, things have improved in New York since the first few weeks of the season, but the Giants are still last in run defense DVOA, with second-year linebacker Darius Musow forced into the lineup because of an injury to Micah McFadden. The Giants are 19th in run stop win rate, 29.6%, so the problem is more on the second level. And the Giants' run defense, for what, the 10th year in a row, has been terrible. They haven't been able to stop a nosebleed, especially when teams want to attack the edge of this defense. When opposing offenses decide that they want to run outside the tackles, they dominate the New York Giants. Shout out to Justin Pennick at Talking Giants. He had this stat. The Giants allow 7.9 yards per carry outside the tackles this year. If you had to guess, and you guessed that that was the worst in the NFL, you would be right. That's more than a yard worse than the 31st best run defense outside the tackles. So all you have to do is make the Giants linebackers flow sideline to sideline, and then they'll miss tackles. They'll take bad angles. Their safeties aren't responsible and good in their run fits, and you could take advantage of them. I know that this part of the article mentioned the Giants going out and trading for an inside linebacker. I'll actually flip it on its head. If a team called the New York Giants and said, we want to trade for Bobby Okereke, they should absolutely do it, even if it is just a Bobby Okereke and a 7th-round pick to get a 6th-round pick. He is just not the player that he once was and when he first joined the New York Giants. That first year, he was awesome. 11 tackles for loss, 56 stops, a stop being a tackle that is considered a negative play for the offense. And he had just a 7.7 missed tackle percentage. And then in 2024, he only had 6 tackles for loss. And the stops went from 56 to 35. And the missed tackle percentage went up by 3%. And then this year, 0 tackles for loss. Just 16 stops. And his missed tackle percentage is now at 11.1. I don't know if there's been injuries. I don't know what's going on. But he is not nearly the same impact player that he had been when he first joined this team. And that's kind of painted in every single analytic that you look at. His overall PFF grade, it goes down. His NFL passer rating allowed when targeted in coverage, that has gone up every single year. His pressures, like he used to be a guy that played downhill and got after the quarterback. He doesn't do that anymore. And maybe he's not being asked to do that. But what he's being asked to do, he's not doing it at a high level. So if the Giants can get off Okereke via a trade, I think they do it. And I'm pretty confident in saying this. I think the New York Giants are going to cut Bobby Okereke once this season ends. Ben Solak of ESPN wrote a piece of the article where the section was who could be targeted via a trade. And he said this, 49ers wide receiver Jauan Jennings. The Giants receiver room is built for speed and quickness, so adding a bruising force in Jennings makes sense in the short and long term. Dart likes throwing 50-50 balls, but targeting a little Jordan Humphrey on such routes has taken the team only so far. Jennings would get volume and make a strong case for the big extension he's seeking this offseason. And look, I don't hate this idea. 6'3", 212 pounds. That would bring a different type of receiver profile to this team. He's been a guy that's had a lot of success on third downs in the NFL, and he's just 28 years old. But right now, he is dealing with a lot of different injuries. I talked to my guy Chase Sr., who hosts the San Francisco 49ers report here at Chat Sports. He told me he is banged up. He's got rib injuries. He's got some ankle injuries. And he's kind of told me that he hasn't been the best guy on the team in the locker room. He wants a contract extension. He hasn't gotten that, and the feeling is that that's kind of seeped into his play. Look, he's had a big year before in the NFL. You go to 2024, 77 grabs and 15 games played for almost 1,000 yards, over 12.5 yards per catch in 6 touchdowns. But that's really a one-off. That's a one-year pop for him. He could play in the slot. He could play outside. He's a player that you could target on third downs. He's better than what the New York Giants have, but I'm not so sure that I want to make a long-term commitment to Jauan Jennings. And if you're going to trade for him, you should probably have the intent to keep him around, as he is going to be a free agent at the end of the season. So are you going to trade for him and then extend him off of 1 year and maybe a 7-game sample size that he plays with the New York Giants? You're going to get an up-close personal look at him this Sunday when you take on the Niners. Maybe that could be the final test for Joe Schoen to see if he wants to trade for him or not. I'm not giving up valuable draft capital, though. Like, not even close to a day 2 pick. And I'm not even giving up just a singular day 3 pick. I'll trade you a 6th-round pick. Giants have 3 of them. And give me Jauan Jennings and a 7th-round pick back. I'd be down for a pick swap. I'm even hesitant to just trade a 6th-round pick for Jennings. Good player, but it's been 1 year. And he's already 28, which is not old, but it's definitely not a young player in this league. And he's going to be a free agent at the end of the season. And I'm kind of iffy if I want to give him a long-term extension. Do you think the Giants make a trade? What, today is October 30th. The trade deadline is November 4th. 5 days away. Do you think they make a trade? We're already seeing some happen across the NFL. The Niners have been busy. The Patriots have been busy. Will the Giants get it done? Y for yes and for no. And make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_.